Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the stream Cinco, number 5. I am here. My name's Dripment, and this is the live stream that is going to show you how good your work in progress is. Let's get down with the bass music. Let's get down with the dubstep. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to get right into this. We have about 16 submissions. If you guys want to submit for next week, look at the Discord link in the description. Join the community, submit your track, and then next Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will get down and you will be able to see exactly what is good with your track. I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me good. I'm looking at the chat. Hello, everybody. All right. So, we're going to get on to the first track here, which is going to be Jukebox. If you guys haven't seen how we do this here yet, we're going to analyze the LUFS, the loudness units, to see how loud your track is. And we're also going to use ozone so that we can monitor the width of your track and see exactly how wide it is as well. Now, this first submission is going to be from, I believe, Arlix. Yes. Arlix Jukebox. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, and go. Hey. Relics down. and close. Well, that was a good way to start it off, honestly. That's nice. It looks like we were loud enough. We were at like -4 LUFS the whole time. We're pretty wide. We could have been a little bit wider with the basses. You know, you could pump it all the way to the left and right and get this whole stereo field filled, but that was good. I definitely like it. Right here, I put sidechain because during the build-up, the sidechain is very prominent. And I don't know if you did this on purpose, but you might want to look at the sidechain. It might be too much. If you want to leave it like that, that's cool. In the intro and the breakdown here, this section is perfect to just add some vocals and really fill up this song. You know, the voice is the best instrument, and if you add some nice vocals, you know, chop up maybe an acapella, use like a phrase out of it, and just kind of add some more energy leading up to this build-up. And when the build-up starts, it'll have even more energy if you loop that vocal and then lead it to the drop. When we get to the drop, it's good. You have nice basses, the mixing's pretty good, but the thing is there's not enough like fills. So there's so much sound playing during this whole 32 bars that it kind of gets too much to the ear after a while. And if you look at like Stone Level's songs, for example, he'll have a lot of dips in volume so that you can actually take a break from all of this noise and then get back into the drop. Now, like here, for example, the basses keep going, and the phrases, you know, start up and again. And at the end of some of these phrases, you can actually take out the basses, maybe just add like a vocal right before the next phrase so that you can add some nice fills. You'll want to kind of spread these throughout the drop, and that's going to make a huge difference in energy and, you know, playability in this song. That'll be awesome. Right here, for example, you're kind of just like going straight into the basses. You can work more with like call and response to get some cool back and forth motion. And the same basses are playing, so you can, you know, duplicate this, kind of change the patch a little bit, make a new bass and use that as the call, and then something else for the response. Work with different pitches, like low pitches, high pitches, and different frequency ranges so that you can make things sound varied. But otherwise, this is good. Very nice. Song arrangement's fine. And yeah, good job, man. That's what I like to see. Awesome. Next, we have Shrek Loves Bass. This song right here, he uploaded again, so we're going to do that one a little bit later. Next is Mipsy, the dog. We got Shrek Loves Bass, Heart, work in progress with the Shrek. All right, let's run it. Mipsy.
You know what? Maybe there's a good reason donkeys shouldn't talk.
I don't get it, Shrek. Why don't you just pull some of that ogre stuff on him? You know, throttle him, lay siege to his fortress, grind his bones to make your bread. You know, the whole ogre trip.
Oh, I know what. Maybe I could have decapitated an entire village and put their heads on a pike, got a knife, cut open their spleen and drink their fluids. Does that sound good to you?
No, not really, no.
For your information, there's a lot more to ogres than people think.
Example?
Example? Okay,
Drink their fluids. Onions have... You get it. We both have layers. They stink? Yes. No. Oh, they make you cry? No. Oh, you leave them out in the sun, they get all brown, start sprouting little white hairs? No. Layers. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers? You get it. We both have layers.
Oh, okay. We got Shrek coming in for the feature. You know, we got Shrek Love Bass. We were doing it right here. Honestly, this is dope. I really like the way you're resampling every single time. Mipsy, you're dope with the resampling. The timing, though, is kind of off. The timing, like in the drop, for example, sometimes the basses are just playing too long. And then you bring in other basses, which is exactly what you need to do. But you can work on kind of throwing in the other basses a little bit sooner. Maybe after 4 or 8 bars instead of like 16 bars. And you can actually, keep the energy moving like that. One thing I noticed in the song is that the energy level kind of stays the same. The basses are just kind of playing. You kind of want them to keep moving, back and forth. And you can use risers and fills to do that. You'll use call and response to do that. And you want to basically make everything talk to each other rather than just play one after another. And it'll be a nice difference. You have good sound design. You have sustains playing with good basses, which is good. You have nice switch ups, and you can basically just organize this song. It just seems a little like the basses are thrown all over the place. Maybe just make sure you're looking at your grid, make sure everything's organized. That's what I like to do. Make sure everything's lined up in 16, 32 bar, 8 bar sections, and you can get it sounding good. I would just recommend putting more fills during the drop, and also making sure that your timing is perfect. Since you're resampling all these like sounds, you have to make sure that the timing is good. It's harder, but you can do it. Just make sure that when you're building up the drums, everything is going on key. Just pretend like you're going to be DJing it next to other tracks. You need that timing to be perfect so that it can line up with the other tracks that you're DJing. And if you looked at the master tuber at like -5, it was pretty wide as well. The mono signal was like the vocals. You could add like a layer of width to the vocals as well if you wanted to, but otherwise, good job, man. Mipsy coming in with some heat. That's what I like to see. Shrek themed every single time. Next, we have, it looks like Play Rough and Death Coil. Nutrition. Let's run it.
I'm hungry.
Eat your fruits and veggies.
Go.
Eat your fruits and veggies. Tasty.
We're going to run some of this back real quick.
Eat your fruits and veggies.
Go.
Veggies. Tasty.
Hey, play rough, death coil, nutrition, first drop, version 0.7. So, I mean, this is pretty noisy, honestly. It's really loud. We're at -4, so you're pushing it really loud, and we have like multiple basses and sustains going. And, you know, making this type of music, that's kind of the hard part, is mixing all of these super loud sounds and getting them to work together. In most of these areas, there's too many basses playing, and it sounds too noisy, and just kind of like too much is going on. And it doesn't sound good to the ear. In some of these sections, like here, for example, the mixing is a little bit better, where there's some space and the basses are living together a bit better.
Veggies.
But there's loud sustains that could be lowered down in volume as well. The song arrangement's good. The sound design is good. You could definitely put some more fills. You know, these types of pre-drops where there's more silence, that's what's adding a lot of awesome variation. You're doing it a lot here in these little sections.
Veggie.
So just keep on doing that throughout the drop, and make sure that you just mix your sounds well. And when you mix, some good tips and techniques are, of course, cut the low. Make sure that the only lows that are playing are with your sub bass. Everything else should basically have your lows cut. You can experiment with putting some frequencies under 100 hertz and some other sounds, but just be careful. Also, you can cut out and do, you know, just high cuts, and make sure you cut out some lows, cut out the 1000 frequency range, and you can also make dips in the 200 hertz range to remove mud. You'll have to do different tips like that to clean up the sounds, but it'll be dope. And then after that, you'll be able to mix it well. But I like the energy. That's what I'm talking about. Next, we have Gnar Shred, Accumulation. Let's get it.
Energy integration has been activated. Please wait for all systems to reach full capacity. System integration complete.
Hey. Yes.
Releasing stored energy.
Drop that.
Overload imminent.
Drop that.
keyboard energy.
Drop that.
And we have a solid submission by Narshred. Accumulation. Nice. That was pretty dope, man. That's what I like to see. We're getting really loud. We hit like -1 luff. My ears were nice and ringy. That's what I like to see. The energy. I don't know if you saw the chat, but the chat was, a lot more active than usual. And that's what we like to see. They're mentioning energy. The intro's loud. We're at -6 lufs in the intro, so you can just tell that it's loud. There's energy. It's mixed very well. The build-up was good. Now, when we get to the drop, we're expecting a lot of energy because of the build-up, and you're delivering with an amazing sustain bass, which is good. But the thing is I think it's pitching up, and it kind of sounds like awkward with the pitching. I'm gonna play it.
Drop that.
Yeah, so it literally starts pitching as soon as you drop it. And the thing is there's a problem with the drop is there's not really a call and response. We're really just pre-drop and then just going straight into the sustain.
Drop that.
See that right there? That's a call. But we need some of that. Definitely on the downbeat when the drop starts. It makes it feel weird. And the same thing happens in the second drop. So I would definitely fix that. Make sure that there's a bass that talks and then the sustain goes. Over here is amazing. The sustain plays, it's super loud, it's awesome. And then all of a sudden you cut the sustain and just roll with the basses. That dynamic in between back and forth is just perfect. That is what I'm trying to do more in my songs, and I like to see that, so that's awesome. Otherwise, the breakdowns are good, the build-ups are good, energy's good. Just work on those things. I think you're awesome. It's very, very loud, obviously, and it's very wide, so you're good to go there. Awesome, man. Next song, we're getting into Visceral by Tripex. No, sorry, this is Ramada Visceral, version 11. Let's get it. Damn, son. Bum, 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 bum. Hands up. Oh my gosh. That was visceral, dog. Damn. Oh boy. Oh, sick. You know, there is a problem, obviously. I don't know if you guys saw that the drop was really low in volume. I really have to turn my audio interface all the way up just to hear it, which is actually a huge problem because when you play it live with like a loud Murata song or a Kuma song, that's going to sound like 3 times louder than this song. But that's an easy fix, right? You can get that -7 LUFS up to -4, -3 LUFS with multi-band dynamics, OTTs, or by using my Akuma template, which is super overpowered. But the thing is I'm actually loving it. This is one of the only songs that I'm loving where it's low in volume. The sound design is very creative. Your machine guns are very low. And I really like what you got going on here. Very creative. If this song was super loud, it would be so heavy and I would be going crazy right now. So just make sure you fix that. That's really important. Your call and response seems good. I'm not too sure if you're Ramada or Tripex, but keep making bangers. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear. Nice. Good job, dude. Next we have Sex Pancreas, World Fall, Work in Progress. Let's get it. Sorry, I can't keep playing that. I mean, this is like 100 beats per minute. I don't recommend you submit anything this slow unless you're like making mid-tempo and making something that is in the full time, right? Because if you're at 100 and you're playing forward to the floor, it sounds high energy. But we're at 100 and we're playing half time in the drums. So that means we're playing 50 beats per minute. And like, it just loses all energy, and it kind of makes me upset. So Sex Pancreas, I don't like this. Please submit something faster, high energy. You got this. You had good sound design. Let's see what it sounds like sped up real quick. Nope. You got it. You can do that. Next, we have Awakening. And this is going to be from Hemi. Let's run it. Hey. Hey. That was dope. That was sick. Nice. Good high energy. Really stompy, honestly. I really like the flow that you got going on. Really nice little laser basses. And if you just look at the waveform, you can see how much like silence there is. There's not a lot of noise being played, and you're doing well with your dynamics. So that's awesome to see. The really only issues I saw was like at the beginning, these intros, these subs are like super blasted and too loud. Just remember that the low frequencies are a lot more powerful than the high frequencies. So you want to make sure you are aware of how sensitive they are, and you got to turn those down usually most of the time. Just think about it. The low frequencies are the only frequencies that literally go through the walls. Super powerful, super strong. Just make sure you team those. During the drop, it seems like the lows were good. The lows may be a little bit high. Just make sure you tame those. Do a sub test with the car and make sure that your low frequencies sound good and not too distorted. You want to make sure everything's mixed really well. Otherwise, this is good. Nice energy. This is what I like to hear, man. Good job. That was Hemi with Awakening. Keep making music. You've only been producing a couple months. That's what I like to see, man. Good job. Next, we got Extum. We got a 280 beats per minute, super fast Lil Jon raps on a breakboard. Okay, let's do it. Uh-oh. Oh God. Gosh, oh my, yo, that was sick. Yo, this is actually really cool. I don't know if you guys are listening with like headphones or a sub, but everything's mixed really well. And it's so fast that it's impressive how well he can switch between the melodics and all these little glitches and fills while still keeping everything making sense. I really like it. You should do more for this, more of this. To be honest, though, I don't really like the Lil Jon vocal. I think the Lil Jon vocals are overplayed. I've heard them like a billion times, you know, but still sick. That's cool. Unique. On the snare, you can add a little bit more transients. Otherwise, this is cool. Definitely make more of these, finish them, and let's get a full idea going with this because I like where your head's at. Sick. Good job, Extum. Next, we got Error Code, drum and bass. Let's get it.
Some of them afraid me got the stopper. To every DJ them a be talk to me proper. Become a dance hall, me a go kill you with the lingua. Can I put it wrong, cause you full of a stamina. Anyway me go loud the road song.
Oh, well, oh, that was a tease, yeah? Now, I just want you to look at the waveform, right? You can hear how much louder it is in this section, but you can literally see how much louder it is. So you can tell that's a big difference. Make sure all your basses are balanced. This is almost a little bit too loud, but if you lower it down a little bit, and then turn this one up a little bit to balance them out, I think that'd be really good. And also remember, you can add glue compressors. The LA2A compressor is like a professional compressor that's always used, an optical compressor that's used in professional recording studios. And the glue compressor in Ableton kind of emulates that. And it will glue your sounds together, and it'll make the low volume sounds louder and the loud sounds lower. And it's always good to use compressors with your basses, so make sure you're doing that. I do like the flow here. It is not loud enough. We're playing a drum and bass song. We're at like -11 LUFS. We kind of want to be at least like -8 LUFS. That'll make a huge difference in the energy and intensity of the song, so make sure, once again, you group everything, add some multi-band dynamics, add some regular compressors, learn mixing and mastering. Watch my videos, watch the different templates. I can help you too in my Discord, so just hit me up. But I like this. I like the bass. I really like how you go from melodic and then heavy bass. That call and response is some of my favorite. So keep doing it and don't tease me next time. You know, make some more. This is cool. Good job. Next we got Ravenous. And this is called Dubstep WIP by Ravenous. Let's go on and get it.
Oh, fuck.
And that was Ravenous, the dubstep, work in progress. There's a couple of areas that I think you need to work on here. I think the song's decent. You know, it's nothing special, honestly. There's big problems because some things are playing too long and some things start to get annoying after a while. And you want to always try to switch things up so that the listener's ear doesn't get tired. One example is the melodic sound at the beginning.
Oh, fuck.
You literally start the song with it. It plays through the intro, build up, and then it plays throughout the whole drop. Now, what you can do is you can actually vary that melodic sound in the drop and maybe pitch it down an octave to make it sound different in the drop section compared to the intro section. Those are things that I do. And also, you want to focus on the music theory. If you're going up and down the scale, good techniques are to land back at home on the drop so that when you're building up and going to the fifth or the seventh or different notes in your scale, you can land back right on the drop and that chord progression will make sense and really feel good, especially when you're using melodic sounds like that. It's an easy trick that you can do. And I have videos on how to do that as well. Some of the basses here, when you drop them, after the drop, the basses just start playing. Like we were talking about earlier, you really want to work on call and response. Have a bass play, let it talk, maybe in a slow talk, and then have a next bass play that goes faster. And you can vary things like that. Also, with the basses, it kind of sounds like you're just, having presets play one after another. I would recommend maybe using one preset, make something awesome and dope, duplicate that, and then slightly vary it, slightly change the pitch, slightly change the sync or the distortion, and then you can make different basses that are slightly different in tone. But if you do that, everything will sound like they make sense together. And if you start changing the rates of those basses, it will fix that issue of having all these multiple basses that sound different from each other. But yeah. Thank you for submitting. Good job. Next, we have Experimental ID by Scarpy. Let's get it. Let's go. Nice. That's cool, man. See, when you're using the piano correctly and you're telling a story like this, it's always good. You know, we don't always have to be going super hard, super tear out. We can be vibing. We can have a nice beat. And when the music theory makes sense, it feels good. Your bass notes are going with the melodics. At the beginning, that lead is really loud, and it's like the same volume during the drop. So I would recommend maybe using an auto filter or just volume automation to slightly change the vocal as it builds so that we can build up tension. And then when the drop hits, the vocal is loud as it's going to be throughout the whole song. And then that'll make for an even bigger drop, which is cool. This is cool. It kind of sounds like there's too much reverb. Maybe try to experiment with different reverbs and see if you like different reverbs for the main lead. You can also mess with reverb throws and throw the reverb in these little spaces so that you can transition to the next spaces seamlessly. That'll be cool. I like this. Work with different octaves too. That lead is playing in the same octave, so switch down different octaves, maybe play that for 2 bars or 4 bars or 8 bars. Experiment with that and it'll be cool. But good job. job, Scarpy. Thank you for submitting. I like to see that. Next, we have Sabretooth. This is the dog. I appreciate you uploading. We got the Super Mega Ultra Kami Guru early, like cooked up just this morning. K. Kinda. WIP. All right, perfect. Let's get it. That was such a tease, bro.
Lost chance. Deportable.
Sick. Hey, man, you're getting a lot better. That's all I know. I like this. Good idea. Nice horns. Good energy. These vocals are really dope and low. I really like that.
Lost chance.
And the call and response, all is cool. Really creative drop. And these growls are just freaking heavy. Yeah, man. Finish this. Come on. What you doing over there? Sending a 4-bar drop over here. You're crazy. But good job. Killing it. I already know it's loud enough. I already know it's wide enough. I just listened to something this morning from you, and that cracking was killer. So keep on making bangers, bro. Next, we got Serpent. And Serpent is from Tang. Let's run this.
Stay the fuck away!
Oh yeah, this makes you want to rage tonight. fuck off. Are you kidding me? Are you for serially? Shout out Tang. Big banger. Big banger up in here. That's what I'm talking about. So, there's not much to say. There's not much feedback to give on here, man. We have high energy. We have a really dope idea. The drop is so creative. We have mini basses playing. If you see here, there's lots of dynamics being used. Very clean mixing. Very, very clean mixing. The sub, you can feel it. It's loud. It's nice. Dude, just release your music and keep releasing your music and start playing shows and have fun because this is awesome. You're good. Definitely loud enough, -3.5, definitely wide enough. And yeah, I really don't know. Maybe just add some vocals, you know, if you want. Just keep making the songs super unique to you. Keep branding them unique. Make sure your album art is good. And keep on making bangers, bro. That's what I like to hear. Yes. Next, we got Odd Cobra Century featuring Kid Snow. Let's run it.
Trying not to back out. I'm trying just to hold on. Where are we going? I can't say. Where are we going? I can't say. And fuck the system. It fuck the problems. Everybody's got them. What about the people waiting for the century? Waiting for a century. Waiting for the century. Hold on, just wait a minute. Society is fucked, man, I can't believe it. Society is controlling everything. Can't you see? What about the people waiting for the century? Waiting for the century. Waiting for the century. Trying not to back out. I'm trying just to hold on. Where are we going? I can't say. Where are we going? I can't say. Trying not to back out. I'm trying just to hold on. Where are we going? I can't say. Where are we going? I can't say. And fuck the system. It fuck the problems. Everybody's got them. What about the people waiting for the century?
Oh my gosh. Wow. That was actually amazing. There were some parts of that song that gave me chills. The drops amazing. All right, so this melodic drop, awesome. I love how we have like a more tear out dubstep drop coming over here. Sound design's amazing. Call and response is amazing. These drops are really good. The vocals at the beginning, they get me this amazing soundscape. It's almost like a Halloween spooky feeling with like the sound playing in the background, but it's just awesome. This is like almost super good and super professional. The only thing that stops this from making me like really like it is sometimes when he's singing, he's not singing like in time, and he's like definitely during the buildup it's out of time. Like the vocal needs to be warped, and it needs to be basically perfectly on time if you're going to be building a vocal like this.
People waiting for the century, waiting for the century.
So you have to make sure that you line everything up and make sure that the timing is perfect, because one slip in the timing right here, then we'll lose the energy. And then all of a sudden, that perfect drop is a little less perfect. Also, he's a really good singer. I love the timbre of his voice. It's awesome. But in some of these sections here, he's singing out of key. It doesn't sound perfect. So just like get Melodyne and put it on his voice. Look at the exact notes that he's playing. Make sure that every one of those notes are in the scale of your song. If they're not, you can throw on auto-tune, or you can use Melodyne to just shift the notes, to a note in the scale, and you can easily fix these problems. This is awesome. This is a banger. I love to hear it. Just get the vocal timing and the pitch correctly and release it. Good job, Odd Cobra. That's what I like to hear, man. Next we have Kindred by Ruby Hates Gloom. Thank you for submitting. Let's get it.
What do all stories have in common, dear wolf?
The end.
Your time has come.
I smell prey.
Let's go. For the one time.
How fast can you run? We know your name.
Whoa.
Tell me a story.
There was once a pale man with
come
dark
on.
hair who was very lonely.
Why was it lonely?
All things must meet this man, so they shunned him.
Did he chase them all?
He took an axe and split himself in two, right down the middle.
Yeah. Yo.
We have your name.
And your scent.
Yes.
I smell prey.
Fine life reaches its conclusion.
Oh my gosh. That was amazing. Very cinematic. And honestly, the vibes are real. The timing of the vocal was perfect. The transitions between the phrases are amazing. And this is the type of stuff I'm trying to do. I'm trying to learn how to do. So I love to hear people getting down. The only thing I want to mention for feedback is really, just add some more fills. You can experiment with silence. If you see the waveform is pretty loud the whole time, these are kind of dynamics, but this is just from the regular bass, which is good. This silence is making all this sound really hard, but like, before the next phrase starts, for example, you can, delete everything, just add like maybe a drum fill or a cool sound or maybe a vox fill, little phrase, cut it in half, just something so that we can have more dynamics during the drop. We can go from super loud to like silent to super loud, and that'll make the drop sound even harder. I recommend that because this drop has a very loud sustain going the whole time. It's super intense. We're literally at -1 luff, and it's super wide, so good job there. This is what I like to hear. Keep on making music. Start releasing your music. And yeah, keep submitting. I like to hear it. Ruby Hates Gloom, shout out. Keep on making them bangers. Next we have Lugubrious by JLS. Let's get it. Yes. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god, I'm melting. Yo, JLS, man. Every single time you submit something, it really sounds good and it really touches my feelings. I love melodic music, and you blend melodic music and dubstep and bass music together in a harmonious way that just makes me really happy. I'm gonna follow you on SoundCloud. I want you to send me more music. I would love to collab with you. This is amazing. This is better than most things I can make. The story that is told with this type of music is just insane. Good job, bro. Keep on making bangers, man. No feedback. I loved it. Next we have Starter Drop by Drew. Let's get it. A starter drop. This is definitely sounding like a work in progress. Honestly, the main thing I was hearing was like too much atmosphere in the back. It sounds like there's too much going on in the background. So maybe try to clean up what's going on there. You have some pretty nice call and response. It kind of sounds a little too distorted and too compressed with the basses here. So I try to dial those down a little bit. Just make sure you use a little bit compression on the main track. You can group them up, add a little bit compression there, and just slightly add compression that way instead of doing a lot at one time. But this is good. With this, it's just straight into the drop. So if we had like a build-up or something, that would really determine how much energy is expected for this section. So yeah, get a build-up to match this drop. You'll hear that the intensity is going to be a lot different, but yeah, good job. That's what I like to hear. Next, we have Macro. Snap, 145, D minor, work in progress. Macro is now in the Discord, and let's see what we got. Let's get it. Hey. And that is Snap by Macro. Yeah, let's go, man. That was dope. Definitely dope. I can so tell that you used the Muerte tutorial to make that main lead there. Let's listen again. That's dope. Honestly, but it sounds like it needs more like high frequencies. Maybe I would just get like a channel EQ and boost the highs on that and kind of just add some more highs, or maybe layer it with another layer of itself and kind of like pitch those up and like kind of make just like a super high frequency layer to add. That would make it sound even dirtier. That's really dope. Throughout this section, it kind of feels like a quarter note feel the whole time. I would recommend maybe throwing in like some super fast basses in some sections here just to like spice it up a little bit. When we get to this section, the rate of the bass changes and it's really cool. So yeah, switching from like the quarter note fill to like this is what you want to do more of throughout the song, just to keep the intensity high throughout the whole time. Really dope sound design, really good energy. It was definitely loud enough at -2 LUFS, definitely wide enough. We were spread throughout. That's what I like to see. Good job, Macro. Keep submitting. Keep going. I hope you're releasing. I'm going to check your SoundCloud to see all your releases, but thank all you guys for submitting. All the new submissions will be played next week in the next live stream tutorial. I'm sorry I couldn't get to them today. I just have a show to get to here soon. Thank you guys for everything. If you want projects and racks and presets, those are in my Patreon. Listen to my music on my SoundCloud. And thank you guys for all the support. It's been amazing. You guys are awesome. Go to my Discord if you want to chill with the community and get some more help. Otherwise, have a good night. Keep it fresh, keep it real, and thank you. Have a good night, guys. Peace.